Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you are listening to this. Welcome to Just Playing Games with me, Master Trainer Peter, and I am joined again, as usual, by Barlow and Zora. How are you two today?
I am sick again, Peter. For the
Sick as in like
3 months.
Sick as in like, oh yeah, well good, or like actual like, oh I'm ill.
For once, both.
I'm sorry to hear that you're sick. Recover well, get some Lemsip.
Yeah, look, I'm tweaking that honey and lemon recipe.
Honey, lemon, and just all of the cold medicine. I'm doing well.
Good, fantastic. You should grind up some ginger into it as well, because it's anti-inflammatory. It's quite nice.
Yeah, I should get some more. I've just been putting cayenne pepper in it.
Spicy. Literally. Yeah, dad jokes. That's it. That's what we're doing today. What we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the new news that has happened since we last spoke, which is going to be really cool. And then we're going to go into a little bit about JRPGJuly. I think I said that right, didn't I? JRPGJuly? Yes, fantastic. It's a little bit of a difficult one to say. But yeah, into the new news, you rowdy lot. Let's get into it. So, November has games. Barlow, what games are we talking about?
We're talking about God of War Ragnarok and Skull and Bones.
So God of War Ragnarok coming out on the 9th of November. That's fantastic. So what do we know about the, like, are there different editions? What do we know about it?
There's a Jotnar edition, which looks pretty awesome. It's with a replica Mjolnir.
Ooh, very nice. I thought it was the collector's edition that came with that, or is that something different?
It's something different.
Oh my.
Editions.
Well,
there's like 3 editions this time?
Okay.
2 or 3?
Okay.
Yeah, the Jotnar's the big one.
Right. Okay.
What is the digital deluxe? No, I want digital deluxe.
Sega keep doing digital deluxes for everything, rather than doing physical ones. They do a digital deluxe version, and it's a really frustrating trend. I don't like it. I get why they do it, but I don't like it.
Oh, the collectors and the Jotnar edition both get the hammer.
Oh, nice.
Oh, what's the difference then?
So the collector's edition, which I'm hoping is the cheaper one, comes with the hammer, 2 veneer twins carvings. 2-inch veneer twins carvings, dwarven dice set, and a steelbook, plus digital mumbo jumbo theme avatar, all the goodies. The Jotnar edition comes with a 7-inch vinyl with 2 tracks by Bear McCreary. I don't know who that is. You get a falcon, bear, and wolf pin set. I might have to try and track one of those down. The legendary Dropnir ring in a red cloth bag, Brock's dice set instead of dwarven dice set, and the Yggdrasil, I don't really know the correct way to pronounce that, cloth map.
Nice. That's a good go of it, I think, pronunciation-wise.
Yeah, I reckon. They're really leaning into the Norse mythology then, aren't they? And also just, Brock from Pokemon, I'm assuming. That's all I'm picturing.
Yeah, that's exactly what you should be.
That's exactly
a drying pan. That's what he rolls the dice into.
That's it. The other interesting thing about this one is that it's the first major release that I can remember that's all physical and all, ducks in a row. That's actually a worldwide pre-order date, because in Australia we tend to just be able to pre-order things when they're announced across the various retailers or whatever. But yeah, this looks like a worldwide, like July 15th situation.
Oh wow!
So yeah, I'm looking at an American article now. Yeah. Also, it still says 15th, so maybe we get to pre-order it earlier. I don't know. Well,
it's still not available to Aussie retailers.
I wonder if it's 15th.
Exactly. So wait until the 15th.
Yeah, 15th is like you can pre-order it 15th local time. Kind of like how Pokemon Go does their events now. Is like it's July let's say there's something on July the 15th. It will be at July the 15th at 10 a.m. your local time, no matter what. So it's like it's always July the 15th at 10 a.m. no matter what your time zone is. It could be something like that, but I don't know how they police that very well across borders and stuff. So, am I correct in saying that the collector's editions and stuff are digital games though? Like it doesn't come with a disc. I remember reading something about that, which I thought was a really strange one, considering it's all physical stuff. There's no actual disc involved.
It does seem to actually, now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're both, they do not feature a physical copy of the game. This is not...
They come with a steelbook.
That's not unprecedented.
Didn't Horizon do
It's
that as
not
well?
unprecedented. Yeah, I remember maybe some Watch Dogs ones. Don't quote me on any of that, but yeah, this is not unprecedented to have like a special edition. Maybe one of the Cyberpunks as well. I don't know, could be wrong. But yeah, right. Look, I don't have room for any of that anyway. But I am very, very excited for God of War Ragnarok. As I said on what, probably 2 episodes ago and last episode, we need November games, and this is a big one. This doesn't come much bigger. I think this is the biggest challenge Elden Ring is going to get for general Game of Year stuff, and that might be putting a lot of pressure on it. But the first game was very, very good, wasn't it?
I don't know. I've not played it.
I've played half of it, and it was really good.
You guys.
I downloaded it. It was the game. It was the game for. It was the PlayStation Plus Essentials game that came out last month. So I have got it downloaded on my PS4, ready to play. It's just I've not had time to do literally anything. So yes, but I do have it ready to roll when I'm ready.
Right. Well, it's real good. I wasn't quite as high on it as everyone else when it came out. I just remember 2018 being a really good year for me personally, game wise. But my word, like that was the year we also got Spider-Man and Detroit, and a lot of PS exclusives. And this year we've had probably about as many. Horizon Forbidden West, obviously very good. GT7, well received. We got Stray later this week, which is a time exclusive, whatever. But people are hyped for that. Yeah. So look, God of War, bringing it home at the right end. If it doesn't get delayed, which they've been very careful about delaying the announcement of this date, even though it has been leaked for a while. So yeah, I think this is perfect. It's just what we need. It's coming just after Harvestella, which we talked about last week, which is your Switch exclusive for the month. Nintendo published anyway, and then you've got obviously Pokemon a week afterwards, so it's set up quite nicely. But then you've also got what, Zora? The same couple-day period as God of War?
Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones. Now, how do you feel as our resident pirate fan?
I'm
Pirate
I'm
enthusiast.
intrigued. I would love more info. Like I've come across a couple of little articles and stuff like that that allow you to get off the ship and play as a pirate. However, it has been pushed so far to the back of my mind, this game, because Sea of Thieves has been so prominent, and they were announced the same year.
Were they?
Yep.
Wow.
I believe they were announced 2017. At E3 it was first announced.
That's mad.
I believe.
Yep, it was announced for PS4 and Xbox One, which it is no longer releasing for.
I saw that.
So it's a long way away. I'm intrigued if they bring back. I want to be able to board other ships with ease, kind of how they did the Assassin's Creed boarding. That would be cool, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I think I need to see maybe some recent gameplay would be nice, because it's a long time in the running, and at this point, Sea of Thieves still has my money.
There was actually a gameplay. It was like 20 minutes plus, I think. That they revealed.
Really?
Yeah, but I also, to be fair, Zora, I was in your boat as well. Like I had to, I saw just the cinematic trailer, and I initially had the same reaction. I'm like, are you serious? It's been so long. Why wouldn't you show gameplay? But it turned out they had like a full showcase, and I was just essentially skimming where I shouldn't have. So there is footage to go and look at. Almost all of it is just on the boat and how you can customize it and the PvP and all that. You can get off the ship, but it doesn't seem like a lot of the time. Like you're just there for ports to like restock your stuff and all that. So look, the good news is it's coming out very, very close to God of War, but it is very different, and it needs to be different. Because otherwise it's going to get buried. I mean, sure, it's coming out to all platforms, modern platforms, but still, yeah, it needed to be, 2 action games, essentially technically third person. So there's PvP focus and, just the immersive aspect rather than, it's not really focused on telling a story, whereas God of War, most people will be playing, I dare say, for the story and the graphical whiz bang. I like it where it's sitting. It doesn't really feel like Ubisoft is putting it out to die. Like they are giving it time and place, which hasn't always been the case. They're giving it the spotlight I don't know if deserves is the word. I haven't heard the most hype around since this last announcement. But yeah, what do you guys think about where it's placed?
I'm pretty happy with that because like anything going around Ragnarok is going to potentially, well, it's fierce competition, isn't it? You know, God of War is like, even as someone who's not played it, like I understand how good that game is. I understand how many people have been waiting for God of War Ragnarok. Like, if that, you know, potentially if people can only afford the one game that month, chances are they're going Ragnarok, and if they're not, well, are they going for the brand? They don't have a PlayStation, in which case, are they going for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Like, but Skull and Bones, like from what I saw from the gameplay trailer, yeah, definitely looks very interesting, and it looks very different. Looks very different in comparison to anything else releasing around that time. So, it's more of a niche pick. But I think it's different enough that, yeah, where it's sitting is not going to hopefully affect its sales too bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ubisoft doesn't have any other games for this year, any big games.
It's not going to have any games.
Excuse you?
Yes, so,
excuse you?
No.
Mario Rabbids.
Hey, I know.
Big game for Ubisoft. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Walked into that one, didn't you?
I did. I did do that. Yeah, look, there's your Switch pick.
Also, hang on, hold your horses, because Ubisoft are also the guys behind Just Dance, and Just Dance traditionally releases in November, so ease up.
October, November. Look, you know, fair. Look, I'm just saying for that.
We are piling
that audience, that classic Ubisoft audience, the open world vibe audience. Oh, can you tell I'm backpedaling? Yeah, so this is an interesting place to put the game. Absence of any Far Cries and Watch Dogs.
I'll throw a ladder so you can climb out the hole. Don't you worry.
Yeah, look, I appreciate that, Peter. Appreciate it.
I'm looking at, just as a real quick, I had a quick little skim at the actual like gameplay footage that they got like 26 minutes of. I just stopped on a couple of frames. The HUD is massive. Why is the HUD gonna be like almost 40% of the screen? It's a bit much. Also, my issue, I'm excited for more pirate games. However, I have a weird feeling it's only ever going to get compared to Sea of Thieves, which has such a stable grounding. But I mean, with the release period, I'm going to hope that Sea of Thieves don't have another massive partnered update coming up. Such as like how they did the Pirates Life with the Pirates of the Caribbean crossover. That was absolutely massive. And the big update that comes out in like a week and a half, also massive.
Yeah, okay. That's a good point too. I mean, they do feel like often when a game comes out that's, you know, trying to eat another game's lunch. I mean, is it just me, or does it feel like the bigger game tends to like try and boost its visibility? Like every time there's a Smash clone. Like, do you remember the thing last year with the Nickelodeon game coming out on the same day that Zora did? Just really affected the hype. I mean, yeah. Look, so Zora, you might be onto something there. There might be a chance of the thing you don't want to happen.
Yeah, I could see Sea of Thieves trying to retain their player base, essentially. Like, just be like, hey, don't go to them. We're going to do Bones and Skull, the DLC update, or I don't know. Some sort of collaboration with God of War Ragnarok.
I was genuinely talking with someone the other day, and how cool this Calico was made I stream with. We're talking about bringing back because they just got rid of the what's the word I'm looking for here? Like the fighting instance, which is sort of like a little mini objective-based arena. It's the arena, that's the word.
Yeah.
I would like to see them genuinely bring in a battle royale on the open seas where you have to jump from islands to get supplies and then take down everyone else. Doesn't matter how. I think that would be pulled off really well in Sea of Thieves style. Is a replacement to their arena system that they've just gotten rid of.
That does sound very fun. I do like that.
And then when you sink, that's it. You're out. Like once your boat is gone, it's gone. So you've got to keep that thing afloat. I think would work really well.
Oh, that does sound cool.
Yeah, I just me. What? No.
You got your marketing manager right here.
I like the sound of that. I think that's sort of that sort of competitive side of life with the kind of the one-shot gameplay, essentially. Could be good, especially if there were like some sort of reward system that you could take back to your main game. Depending on how well you play. Yeah. And the
All
fancy
about a
hat.
fancy hat.
All about a fancy hat. Absolutely.
Speaking of Ubisoft and boats, they found themselves in hot water recently. Why, Peter?
Oh, that is spectacular. So Ubisoft are playing a little bit naughty, and they have decided that they're going to start delisting some of their older back catalogue games. But
yes, Assassin's Creed.
There's too
Liberation
many of them.
HD.
They're just trying to erase the existence of some of them.
No. Once a PlayStation Vita system seller.
God, was it?
I laugh because nothing was ever a PlayStation Vita system seller.
No.
Cries internally is being review bombed because Ubisoft is removing it from Steam, and you will no longer be able to buy it. And it's not the only game doing so. It's a bunch of like DLCs and online features. Apparently, they've cleared up that it's the DLC and online features, and you'll still be able to play it. Because initially the panic was you wouldn't be able to actually still play the game because a lot of these games still have DRM in them, digital rights management, which has to stay online to check. But look, Ubisoft has apparently clarified you can still play them. But look, I mean, it's still a bit weird and not fun. We don't like this. You won't be able to still buy the games. They're obviously Steam, so you were never able to buy that physically. Yeah, and there's a bunch of other games as well in there. I don't know if Zora can find a list of them, but I think one of them was a Splinter Cell. I mean, it's not good reading.
I've got a list up here. Splinter Cell Blacklist, Rayman Legends. You will be unable to use online features on PlayStation 3, Wii U, or Xbox 360.
Okay, so all right.
Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 will be unable to use multiplayer. You won't be able to play multiplayer in that anymore. And basically, a lot of it is based on the linking the Ubisoft account. You know, like most of these games, you had a Ubisoft account that you had to make externally link into the game. So that you could use their features. So basically, there's a lot of stuff to do with that. But I think the biggest crime of the whole lot is Zombiu. You will not be able
to see it happen.
I hate to see. Look, what? So you won't be able to buy it anymore, or just not be able to?
Well, I mean, you've got the whole thing with the Wii U eShop is going down, isn't it? Like you've got.
That's a good point.
I can't remember when the last date it is to add funds to your account. You can't use your sorry, I almost went a little bit Scottish there.
God forbid.
Adding some funds to your account. You've got to Jesus Christ. You've got to I think it's like sometime in August you're not going to be able to use eShop cards anymore. You already can't use credit cards, and then the eShop will exist probably until, let's say, March the 31st next year, because that's when Nintendo likes to kill things. And then you won't be able to use it at all, including downloading updates. So I would imagine that Zombiu is already not in a good position. You've probably not got a lot of time to buy it.
But it's also on other platforms, which is...
It's so bizarre.
I know.
But it's not called Zombiu there, it's called Zombie.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. My apologies. Zombie's okay.
It's just called Zombie. Like
my real curiosity with all of these is the physical editions of the games. What does this affect when people boot up a physical, like, PlayStation copy, for example? Like, are they going to get errors as they load in? Like, when they go to install it and hit play, is the game going to freak out? Like,
it does seem to be a lot of older gen stuff, though. I will say I can't see anything on here for PS4 or Xbox One or anything like that. Although you can use your 360 games in your One, so
yeah. Look, about 600 of them. I think the main thing is the Liberation HD, because I'm reading here that like it doesn't have online multiplayer features, so like it's a single player only game. So you just will you actually just not be able to play it?
It says use online features. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Which is just look, it just doesn't. It's not a good look or a feel for them, is it? It's just people talked about this what, 10, 15, 20 years ago when digital storefronts started. And yeah, look, it is just a bigger issue than we've got time to talk about here. I think I have no doubt we'll have more reason to talk about it because something tells me this is going to continue to happen from all the big publishers delisting games that are not big enough to, have the customer base. Yeah, we'll see.
There's an update, a live update, I believe.
Breaking news.
Directly on the Ubisoft's website. Breaking news, we have a decommissioning of online services update in a support article saying specifically what functionality is changing. So, for example, which was our Liberation, that's right, Liberation PC. Unable to link accounts in-game and use online features. Its installation and access to DLC will be unavailable, but the game will still be playable. They have not outright said the games are no longer playable on PC, which was the original speculation problem that people were having.
Yeah.
Which is good to see that they've made that clear. I'm happy to see that.
Yeah.
Zombiu is just unable to link Ubisoft accounts in-game or use online features. So Zombiu is relatively safe for now.
Okay, that's good.
All right, look. Yeah, again, let's not go deep into it because we will. We're going to come back to this. This is going to get worse before it gets better if it does. Because remember there was that PS3 and PS Vita uproar last year or year before.
Yeah.
They were going to close the store completely, and then they backfired. They backpedaled. Because the announcement backfired. So look, that's what that is. Ubisoft's not having the best year. So yeah, that's that. There was some other stuff announced, wasn't there, Peter?
There was a very interesting situation that occurred. First, kind of reported by Game Explain, which I found very fun. Which was that the Nintendo Switch OLED and Nintendo Switch Lite announcement trailers got privated on YouTube. And I know that doesn't sound like much at all, but kind of looking at sort of tradition and looking at what Apple does before they announce a new model of an iPhone, which is private the videos and announcements for the current edition before announcing a new one. And what Nintendo also did with the OLED, which was private the Lite trailer before the OLED was announced. People speculated, yet again, the Nintendo Switch Pro, because that is a rumor that will never die. It will never, ever die until it makes an actual appearance, if it ever exists. But it wasn't. It wasn't actually a Switch Pro the next day. We were all, well, no one was really expecting it, let's be real, but we were all waiting with tepid trepidation or whatever, and we got a new edition of the Nintendo Switch OLED, which is actually a very pretty Splatoon 3 edition, with some cheeky chunky accessories as well, including a nice little Pro controller with some of the like it's the purple and the yellow, kind of neon yellowish color that they're using, and some of the best colored Joy-Cons Nintendo have put out yet, which is very nice to see.
Yes, I have already tried to do the maths to see what sort of trading and selling and swapping with mates I could do just to get my hands on that right-hand green Joy-Con.
I just really both. They're so nice, aren't they?
We should team up, Zora. You can take the purple one. It'll be so on brand.
But I mean, it's on brand, but I would require both for full brand. Full brand.
I suppose.
You never go half brand.
No, don't do that. To be fair, this one wasn't. It was initially picked up, I think, on Resetera and Family Boards, and Game Explain was the only outlet on our feeds, I think, who ran with it and made videos about it. It was a champion edition of what the Nintendo fan base is so good at doing, just making huge mountains out of the tiniest molehills. Even when history suggests that it's not going to be a Switch Pro because they do this when another sort of special edition is announced or something.
Yeah.
What was unfortunately is that is that we kind of whipped ourselves into a bit of a it's probably not it's almost certainly not a Switch Pro. So what if it's a Switch OLED Mini, OLED Lite, which would have been my perfect console.
I do think
but,
that. We did have that conversation, didn't we? And I do think that would be a very good idea for them to do, considering, I mean, apart from the build quality of the OLED is lovely, as you've spoken about before, but I think the OLED screen suits a light really well. As far as conceptually goes, because like the OLED screen doesn't really do anything if you're playing it on the TV.
No, it doesn't exactly. Yeah, and I'm a Vita guy, so yeah. Look, but anyway, look, it wasn't all they announced. They also announced their first. They've already released another Pro controller, Switch Pro controller special edition for the Monster Hunter Sunbreak, but that's like a Capcom, combo.
Yes.
So this is their first party themed special edition Pro controller since the Smash one at the end of 2018, and they were before then they were at a really good clip they did the first Splatoon 2 one, they did the Xenoblade one at the end of 2017, then they did the Smash one. So in the first 3 years they had 2 of them, and then the next 3 years we had nothing. So yeah, now we've got 2 Monster Hunter ones and this sort of dark blue and yellow one.
I'm so surprised. Yeah.
The Xenoblade 3 is not getting one. Xenoblade 2 had one.
I'm so surprised that there isn't a white version of the Pro controller out there, especially now that we have the white Joy-Cons for the OLED.
Yeah, all of the Pro controllers except the Xenoblade one are just black in the middle, and the only things that change are the rubber bits on the side.
Yeah.
And then there's like a decal on the top or something. But yeah, look, as someone who... The good news is because there's so few, I can just keep a running collection of all of them going, because I'm a guy who regularly plays 8-player Smash Bros. So yeah.
Yeah, they look...
I'll be getting that.
I was going to say, have either of you pre-ordered that new boy?
Yeah, I'm getting the case and the Pro controller.
Is all right.
I've restrained myself for now.
Fair enough. Just putting all that money down on Skull and Bones.
Oh yeah, Skull and Bones.
Exactly. No, good stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, there's a pretty nice little announcement from Nintendo. We've also had, since we last spoke, we've actually had the launch of the PlayStation Plus Extra, which is fantastic. The new tiers of PlayStation Plus, which has been pretty cool. There's Essential, Extra, and Deluxe here in Australia, which is slightly different to the rest of the world. It's only the top tier that's different, isn't that correct?
Yeah, that's right. We don't have the internet infrastructure to do the PS3, PS Now streaming of the PS3 games. So we have I think, slightly cheaper version, which just adds the game trials and the classics collection. This was out when we recorded last, but obviously we talked a very long time about that Nintendo Direct. So also, have either of you upgraded your memberships?
I have not, no.
My
PlayStation is currently not been turned on in about 2 weeks, unfortunately.
Fair. Yeah, it showed me the math of like how it would, because I think I was good for another 2-3 years, because I only ever buy PS Plus subs when they're on sale, and then I just add them on to the existing ones. Been doing that for so long, even though I'm not a PlayStation guy anymore, primarily anyway. So it showed me the math, and it said, for like 111 Australian dollars, you can have like the next 700 days of extra tier, and then we'll charge you 154 in 2024 or 5, whatever it is. Wow, nice. So I was like, you know what? I was going to pay full price for Stray on day one, and that's part of it. So I'll download Returnal and see how because I last played it when it didn't have co-op or save states. You couldn't save your game. So yeah, for that, I've had a bit of a mess around with it. I downloaded some stuff. Yeah, there hasn't been like a huge I've got a lot of PlayStation friends who don't really mess with Xbox. They kind of, or they have, and it's not for them for now. But even they are like, look, they're pretty active on adding the free PS Plus games over the last couple of years. And if you have been doing that, you look at what's available in this tier, and there's not a lot of new stuff. No. And I mean that in terms of like new announcements, and also and your stuff that is new to you if you've been adding all your free stuff. Zora, you keep sending stuff in the Discord chat. That's the truth.
Well, I just needed to let you know that Zombie, which is the height of this video, I feel, not video, podcast, wow, is available on PS Plus Extra. Just so you know.
Oh, it's coming back.
It's coming back.
It's coming home.
It's coming home. Football's look gross.
Zombie
anyway,
is coming home.
It's not. Right. Certainly not going to Australia though. Never mind. So look, in that little screenshot cut that you posted, there is also a game called East 9 Monster of Nox, which I did download. because I downloaded the demo for that when it came out at the beginning of last year, I think. That is, that's like a very, very passionate fan base around that niche audience that likes Ys. YS9 is what they're up to. That game was well received, so I gave it another spin. It doesn't have a native PS5 version, but it just runs better. The PS4 version runs better, so I downloaded that. And played Returnal, and I'm ready to pick up Stray. And if there's 2 more games in the next year or two that I would have spent money on, then I guess it's worth my money. But it does still seem a bit underbaked, understandably, compared to what Game Pass does.
Yeah.
With all the new day one stuff, all the exclusive stuff, and just the ways you can stream them and upload cloud saves automatically and all that kind of stuff. But look, maybe it will catch up. Maybe PlayStation will continue to not really care about that stuff because they got the better exclusives anyway. Look, if you do, get more of a chance to upgrade, then love to hear your thoughts, and I'm sure the audience would too. But right now it's just kind of a thing that I looked at and I was like, look, I know who I am. I'm just gonna do this.
I think,
even though I'm not really gonna use it.
Yeah, I think this is. I think you've hit a really good point that it feels a bit underbaked, and that's why I haven't bothered with the upgrade. Even though I know that there are games that I would play. I just saw that the Spider-Man Miles Morales is on there. I haven't played that yet. I'd really like to try that, and I've also seen that Gravity Rush Remastered is on there. And I'd like to have a go at that. I think
What
that would
a
be really
game.
cool. Yeah, I'd
What a
really
game.
like. Yeah, I thought you'd like that. I'd really like to have a go at that. So I already know there's a couple of games, but to me, kind of the main draw when I was looking at what games are on there, I was like, oh, the Jack and Daxter series, fantastic. I've already bought it on PlayStation 4, so I've already got access to it. I don't really care, but whatever. If I hadn't. I think if I hadn't bought it already, that would have been the thing that majorly sold me at this current point. But there's not enough right now for me to upgrade. I will wait and see what, hopefully they'll put more on there. Hopefully they'll put more classics and stuff on there. That would be really good because I'd like to see them do, I don't know what I'd like to see them do. Maybe Twisted Metal was on the PS1 and that's getting a movie now. So I'm pretty sure Anthony Mackie's in it. So I'd quite like to see isn't he playing Sweet Tooth or something? I don't know. Anyway,
sure.
There's Twisted Metal. Me and my brothers used to play a lot of that, and so stuff like that I'd love to see come back. Or dare I dream too much and say Digimon World 1. I would love to see that back on current consoles, even though it plays like garbage. It'd still be a nice time. So yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit, see what else comes out, and then probably upgrade from there.
Well, Anthony Mackie's playing an amnesiac named John Doe, apparently. But just before moving on, I do want to shout out the really cool thing in that extra tier, which you pay an extra, I don't know, an extra $20 a year, $30, 40, I don't know. A lot of the old PS Plus, PS1 games have trophy support now, which is really cool. That kind of thing is that's kind of the kind of extra, no pun intended, move that can get, if it was more rigorously applied across the service, could get more people in their corner for sure. Although it is a little bit cheeky that classics tier also includes every game that's ever been remastered. There's Beyond Two Souls and there's a lot of games that we would consider modern, but because they're initially older, they're remastered, you have to pay extra to get access to them, which I thought was exceedingly cheeky, but they can do that. They're the market leader. Zora, what do you think?
The extra $20, I mean, why not? But also trials are cool. I mean, there's some cool stuff on there.
Yeah, you can play Wonderlands.
Sure. Yeah, Wonderlands, definitely a cool way to approach that one. What else was in that was worth? Biomutant. I mean, Biomutant's been out for a long while now. Cyberpunk's on there. Okay. I mean, I'm excited about the classics, really.
Yeah, the classics is a big draw for me as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of good classics. Like Patapon, I have not played that since I had a PSP.
One of the great PSP games.
Right?
That console.
And Loco Roco's on there too. Loco Roco 2. I mean, what are the odds of that?
Yeah, look, again, I think I just have a lot of those from old PS Plus bonuses. I've been on PS Plus since it wasn't even required for online multiplayer. Because it had really good value when that was all it could offer. When I just had a PS3 and a PSP and a Vita. So I've got a lot of quote unquote free games from across the years. So yeah, and also like I think with a lot of the list, like there's like Ape Escape and games that I know were big among that audience, but like I didn't really play as a kid. And
I'm pretty sure Ape Escape, the main characters are played by the voice, like the main boy and girl are voiced by the same people who voiced Ash and Misty in the original Pokemon anime.
Yeah, I know.
So it's really, I watched like a few cutscenes, and it's like it's just so weird. It's so weird.
And the 90s were weird, weren't they?
Yeah, it's also like it's weird because like the Pokemon anime, like I grew up watching that, so like those voices are so kind of iconic to me as those characters, which is why I found it really hard playing Fire Emblem Three Houses, because Manuela is voiced by Veronica Taylor, who is Ash's mum, so all I can hear is Ash's mum. It's so weird.
Oh dear.
Every time, like. And playing through Three Hopes, like using Manuela, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Calm down, Delia.
Wait on.
But, that's kind of the new news, really, that we've covered. A lot of stuff, I'm sure other things have happened. And, by the time this is out, there may have been other things that have occurred. There are a couple of cheeky, chunky rumours flying about, but we can get into them at some other point. Maybe we can touch on them. But I think the main kind of thing we wanted to talk about, well, apart from the new news, we're in July. We've got a few good things coming out this month because, as we mentioned in the last episode, it is JRPG July. Barlow, what does that entail for you? It's an exciting month, isn't it?
Look, JRPG July is a magical time. It's cold outside in Australia.
It's so cold.
You're rugged up. There's usually, most years for me, there's some sort of major sporting event going on. This year, no. But there's reasons to get up and, be all bleary-eyed, and you want to play some, like, cheeky games you can curl up with, preferably portably, that, they're going to last a while and you're going to be able to immerse yourself in the world, and July usually delivers those. And this year, it's a pretty, like, bottom-heavy month, like we talked about it last week. We've got Live Alive and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and Digimon Survival coming out within a week. But yeah, right now we've got the Klonoa double pack.
That's
remaster.
Sold out everywhere.
Yeah, I haven't been able to pick up my physical copy, but I'm glad I pre-ordered, that's for sure. Jeez. Yeah. This is kind of what I've been playing anyway, but worth talking about. The game called AI, the Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative, which is a sequel to a visual novel by Kataro Uchikoshi, who is famous for doing the 999 and Virtue's Last Reward and Zero Time Dilemma, those Zero Escape visual novels, the puzzle games, which are well beloved and very twisty, and just very shocking, and a lot of fun. That sort of Spike Chunsoft thing. They also do Danganronpa and a bunch of other stuff, so they usually reliably deliver that stuff. Yeah, and that was out the same day as Klonoa, so that's out. I've only just dug into it because I've just finished the first one, which I've been playing while sick this past week. Even though I started it and got 10 hours in 2019. It launched the same day as the Switch Lite, as kind of second coming of the Vita kind of situation. They seem to like deliberately be releasing it that day to make a statement of what the Switch Lite was going to be. Well, that's how I read it anyway, because that was like the most Vita-y kind of game the Switch had seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And yeah, look, that's a game that's hard to explain, but it's a niche game for sure, but it's arguably most famous for being review bombed back when it came out, because a fan had a crush on one of the characters and didn't like the way it like treated her or something. So, and he tried to pass off the review bombing as a social experiment to show how easy it was to review bomb a game. But then when he got called out on it, he like basically revealed that he just didn't like what. Anyway,
I would have stuck to my guns rather than admitting that I wanted to bang one of the characters so bad that I didn't like what they were. Oh my god, that's much worse.
There's a Young video on it that covers it from 2 years ago, because I finished the game and I was looking for spoiler casts, because that's what I like to do when I finish a game that's super twisty and like mind-blowing stuff, and that's what I found. So there you go. But I think yeah, at one point it was the most positive user score on Metacritic for a Switch game.
Oh wow.
Because of the fan turnaround to try and like artificially inflate what had been artificially bombed. So
Yeah.
like yeah, it was kind of like it ended up as like a feel good story in some ways. But yeah, just a weird footnote on what I thought was a good game ultimately. Didn't run very well on the Switch, even though it was like trying to be a big thing on it. But yeah, Uchikoshi's game's never been known for being technical marvels. I will say I played an hour of the sequel already, and it is much better. Like it's like much crisper resolution, much better run performance and load times. But yeah, look, I thoroughly recommend the Somnium Files if you ever been the fan of the Zero Escape series, Danganronpa, those kinds of visual novels.
I need to try
Absolutely.
Danganronpa.
Oh no, you absolutely. Danganronpa is my favorite cross-media franchise story ever. So cross-media, as in like my favorite story that's ever told across more than one type of medium. Like, because I think it's like a light novel, 3.5 games, and an anime with 2 arcs. Yeah, so it's a hell of a ride. It's absolutely worth taking. Incredible
Awesome.
series. Yeah, from a different team within Spike Chunsoft, but a lot of their games are that's their vibe. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, JRPGJuly, great times, great Japanese meatiness, and
Yeah. Thing is, it's not just like it's
oh,
not. This isn't just a one-off thing, though, is it? Like, if I remember last year, I don't remember last year particularly well, but I remember there was that was Neo: The World Ends with You last July.
yes, it was.
Was it last July? And then
It
maybe
was.
not
We
the
also
year
got
before.
we had the physical and the Switch release of East 9, which we've already mentioned once in this
Yep.
podcast.
Yep.
That was last July. We had that heavy that started a lot heavier. We had Disgaea 6, which was a time Switch
Yep.
exclusive, and we had Monster Hunter Stories 2, which a lot of
That
people
was the big
really
one.
liked. Really
That
liked.
was the
Yeah,
big
yeah, yeah.
one. Yeah. Or big one for
So
me. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. JRPG July is always well, certainly in recent years, has just become a thing. Like no one's really like. I don't know if they're like all the Japanese developers meet in a room and like, yeah, let's just release all our games here.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Do you think it's a conscious decision? Because like, 2000, I remember 2019 had Fire Emblem Three Houses,
And Dragon Quest Builders too.
and Dragon Quest Builders 2. Did Xenoblade Chronicles 2 release in July, or was that December?
No, 2 and X were both December,
They were December.
and
Okay,
Definitive was
sorry.
May.
Yeah,
So yeah, this one's a kind of an accident, but not really.
yeah.
Xenoblade's the kind of thing you move out of the way of, unless your Digimon survive.
Oh my god. Let's not get started on that one.
Good times,
That
good
is
times.
that is a hot topic that I am negotiating around at the moment. But yes, I think it's a. I think like this is the thing. Like with so many games that are kind of aiming toward, they're being marketed towards a similar market, which is RPG fans and people who like Japan and Japanese games. Respectfully, they are in kind of as much if they're releasing on the same day, they're in direct competition, which is a bit of a shame because they're very different types of games. Obviously, like Xenoblade's a third-person action RPG, and it's real time, isn't it? It's real time.
And yeah.
Yeah. It's like a MMO style, like auto
Yeah.
attacks and that. But yeah, with
Whereas, they're like, it's. Is it more like I'm trying to think what game it's like. It's more like one of the Final Fantasy. Is it kind of like Final Fantasy 13 sort of thing?
Yeah, kind of that vibe.
Yeah, that sort of battle system. Because that was a fun battle system.
yeah,
Whereas
it was.
Digimon's a tactical RPG mixed with a visual novel, and it looks like it leans heavier on the visual novel than it does the tactical battles.
It's looking better and better every time I look, which is great.
Honestly, I'm really really impressed with it. Like, I was a bit disappointed to find out there's only four endings. I was a bit disappointed at that because the way that they sold it was like there was going to be like a lot of different ones. But apparently there's like a specific ending that you can only get if you've done other specific parts beforehand, so you can't get it. You can't get the fourth ending on your first gameplay, on your first run through, which makes me wonder what the hell it's about. So like stuff like that gets me super intrigued for this. And yeah, like there's a load of stuff that like I don't know about it. Like it's exciting, basically, is what I'm saying. Like it's definitely something cool. But yeah, my God, the stones on them to go against Xenoblade, like, and to announce it 2 days after Xenoblade announced, like they could have moved it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a bloodbath. Yeah, I'm looking back now, and yeah, 2018, basically, 4 years ago to the day that we were recording, Octopath Traveler, one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. Yeah, yes. So look, it's a last couple, like sort of half a decade. It's become a bit of an institution, and I look forward to it every year.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's good. It's interesting. Like, I just, obviously we've joked about it in private before, but it is crazy how every July that I can think of since Switch release, or maybe not 2017, but then I wasn't following it particularly strongly then. There seems to be some heavy hitting RPGs in July, and I just wonder whether it's a conscious decision or not.
Zora, I know that obviously you're one of the biggest Persona fans I've ever met. But in terms of other JRPGs and visual novels, how do you go with them?
I go with them. Ooh. Well, in the past, I have dabbled a bit in the Danganronpa, everybody's favorite Dango Rango.
Dangman Ron Paul.
Yeah. No, I really like JRPGs. I mean, I've been suckered into Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced back in the day.
Oh, what a game.
Arguably one of my most treasured games I've ever played. And when I heard it came onto Wii U, I bought it and then didn't play it. It was very unfortunate. That timing on that one, something came up. But
hopefully one day on Switch.
Fingers crossed, or at least like maybe just a HD remake, not remaster. I don't.
Yeah, look, I feel like they'll go for vanilla tactics before advanced somehow, which is a shame. But
Yeah, that's fair. I have actually done a little bit of the Fate Stay Night, like visual novels and stuff like that. That was kind of cool.
The original?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, gnarly. All right. Okay.
So I dabble here and there when something like really takes my fancy. Big fan, of course. Yes, Persona. That is my take my money, no matter what day of the year it is.
It doesn't have to be July.
No, it doesn't have to be July. But yeah, it's sort of I guess it's just gotta grab me, I guess. It's sort of a hard one with me with games. Like I'll play everything, but I'll never finish a game really. It doesn't have
Zora, are you trying to tell me that you don't put a bunch of your identity in one genre, even though you know in every corner of your being that you never have enough free time to actually, put your money where your mouth is and actually finish all these giant games? What's that like?
Oh, it's kind of interesting, like not pouring my identity into that one bucket. Like it's good. Yet I never finish games, so that is a problem.
Oh, that is something we share.
I guess would you class Zelda as a JRPG as well? Technically.
Oh, look,
that's an episode in itself, isn't it?
Isn't it? Skyward Sword came out in July. Yeah, the HD. It didn't. Look, I would count that in like, look, if JRPGJuly is just a cutesy term we call for like Japanese ass games, then maybe. But I think Zelda's a little bit more like, I don't know. That's more. Although so is Pokemon, I guess, and that's super JRPG as well.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
I don't know. Like if you want, it's not a JRPG, but it is. If it's going to appeal to a lot of people who like JRPGs, that's for sure.
Definitely. But yeah, sort of. I've played quite a few in the past. Could not list them. Not even if I tried. Like it's just none of them really jump out at me except for Persona and Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. Nothing really has piqued my interest more, except for Xenoblade coming up. I'm really intrigued.
Yeah, that was a
hell of a video.
Cool. It was a really good video. Yeah.
They sold it to me. They did it.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to get my hands on 3. I think obviously I'm going to play 1 and then 2 and then Torna first, which I think I'm going to do that when I'm, next time I go away and I have some time to actually play games, I might crack on Xenoblade.
I'm an idiot. Persona 4 Golden. I played about 400 hours of that. Sorry, I just.
To be fair,
Yeah.
Zoe, you mostly just said Persona. So
Yeah, I mean that's true. True, but I'm looking at my Steam list and I'm like, oh shit, I played that on the Vita.
Oh yeah, that's OG. Man, good times. A lot of Vita mentions this episode. Loving it.
I mean, it's JRPGs. It's the Vita machine for a while. Not the Vita machine.
true.
Wow.
Well, yeah, it was. It was the machine for JRPGs, visual novels, and indie. Yeah.
The PSP Go.
Couldn't even play Crisis Core.
You know what I played, because I had a PSP, because they did two versions of the PSP, didn't they? There was a PSP 1 and PSP 2.
There was a PSP 1000, a PSP 2000, a PSP 3000, and a PSP Go. They did 4 of them.
What? Okay, well, I definitely had one of them. And I played the Phantasy Star portable games on them, which were basically like
a Sega JRPG.
Yeah, they were like, and I mean, historically, I put a horrific amount of time into Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 on the GameCube. I put in horrific amounts of time into that, even though I couldn't connect online.
Did you have that LAN? Oh no, you didn't. You didn't have that LAN adapter.
No, I had the broadband adapter. I just didn't have broadband. I bought it for it. I bought it for it, and then I realized I didn't have broadband. It's like I could probably sell the adapter for a mint at the moment. Because that sort of thing.
Wow.
You know what I can? You know the other
one
thing
guy in my whole life who had that. Oh my gosh! Wow.
Now you know too.
I know too. That's it.
The other thing that I've got, which is absolutely wild, and I should try and find a picture of, is I've got the Phantasy Star Online GameCube controller. I imported that from Japan. You know, the one with the keyboard in the middle?
I do know the one with the keyboard in the middle.
Yeah, I own that.
Oh my god. 2003 Barlow would be freaking out right now.
1v1 me and Smash.
Why did we have to live across the ocean from each other?
I know, right?
Wow.
It's crazy.
Rough.
It was, yeah. I used it all of twice so that I could type a message to my mate who I was playing with in the same room, because we never went online with it.
Well, I mean, you can always use it on your Switch now.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I've got the GameCube adapter for the Switch. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm imagining it's probably got keyboard support.
I'd love for I'm pretty sure Phantasy Star Online 2 came out in Japan on the Switch. So that would be very nice if they put that for the West. Especially, I know it's releasing on the PS4. Or maybe the 5, but it's definitely coming out on PlayStation soon. So it'd be nice to see Western Switch support for that as well. And then I could plug in my GameCube controller, type some cheeky messages. It'd be all right.
Wow.
It'd be good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Jeez. That just learn new things about you every time we record.
Every time. Yeah. So, you know, our normal segment, which is what we've been playing and what we're looking forward to playing. So, Zora, what have you been playing?
Well, this past week, I have been dabbling in a few things, which is good. I've been playing... replaying and actually getting more into Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which has been just super awesome to play.
Have you got past where you got up to before?
Yes, I have actually. I've surpassed where I got to last time I played. However, it is handing me ham-fisted stone sandwiches. I'm terrible at it, but it's good. It's fun. So that's my like during the day game, I guess. At night, though, I have been playing a mix of Fall Guys with the new season and the new update and stuff like that, which has been quite cool. I really like their free-to-play model.
Did you see the new character?
They've done another one?
They've announced Pusheen. They're putting Pusheen in.
No.
Yeah.
No, Peter. No, surely not.
Yeah, Pusheen is coming to Fall Guys. It's wicked.
I need to see. My God, it's adorable.
I know, right?
I wasn't going to spend money on this game again because I bought it back when it was... Oh, but that's so cute.
I know.
My goodness.
I'm lagging. I'm just trying to load this freaking picture. Oh my gosh.
That's So cute.
Wow. There's 2 variants as well.
That's super cute. Well, so I've been playing that and actually having a blast. I really like they have a mode that was based around Assassin's Creed, which was pretty cool. At least like it was called like a Thieves and Guardians sort of mode. So it was kind of like, well, actually, yeah, it was based around Assassin's Creed, where you've got to steal candy, but if you walk slow enough, you're invisible, and the Guardians just have to touch you to teleport you to the jail. Really cool idea. Very fun, quick, like 10-minute, not even 10-minute games, like 5-minute games. Very, very relaxing, very therapeutic. But the big thing I want to talk about, and because I'm not going to shut up about this until I get it in my hands, and then I won't shut up again, is I played the Cult of the Lamb demo.
Oh, how are you finding it? How are you finding it?
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I was speaking with someone about it, and they said, doesn't it look a little bit like Don't Starve? I'm like, ooh. The whole layout and the perspective and the way that the crafting system per se works, where you are, with the demo is pretty short. You make it to the first. If you die, you're immediately, that's it. It's over. The demo kicks you. So I played it a couple of times because I'm terrible. They've got a tarot card system where if you're lucky and you go into the right room, you get a tarot card pulled. And that gives you like these little buffs, debuffs, that sort of stuff, which is neat. You've already got some randomized weapons right off the bat every time you go out on a gonna call it a run. Let's be real. It's a Souls-like roguelite game. It's going to be a run every time you run out there. And it's sort of this, the music is so charming, the gameplay is so smooth. They've just announced keyboard and mouse support as well on launch, which was nice considering it doesn't have that in the demo at the moment. So they're actually listening to the community. I've been looking at their the Discord, and it's just so good. The game design, the combat feels responsive. The art style is gorgeous. You can actually customize your followers that you capture, and they like indoctrinate into your cult. And there's going to be like crafting, like you're going to have to craft a shrine and like buildings so that way you can do sermons. And it's all based on like this 4-tier system. It's just everything they've done. I'm so excited. I need to buy this thing on everything I own. And it's also, I just forgot that it was made by an Aussie team. So there's that.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, they had a bunch of the
good stuff.
Aussie badges at the end of the developer show or at the beginning. Yeah, so cool. Yeah, that's an August game, right?
That sounds awesome.
August 11.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it's August 11. Good lord.
With Fall Guys, it's really good to see it sort of come back with the free-to-play reboot, because I remember when it was like just dead in the water because it was like big for a hot minute in the middle of 2020 or whatever it is.
It launched free-to-play on PlayStation because it was the PlayStation Plus game.
It wasn't free-to-play. It wasn't free-to-play.
No, sorry, it wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't free to play for everyone, but you could get it. If you had PlayStation Plus that month, you had a copy of it for free.
No, I remember it was the biggest thing in the world, but then it like really died off after that.
It died straight away. So I liked it. It's coming back as well. Like I've seen a lot of my mates have picked it back up and stuff. So it's really good.
Yeah, I did. I needed a desperate Xbox achievement for reasons. So I installed it and played a game. Came second. There's a lot more bots, I think, than there used to be. You can, when you hold the trigger after a round, you can see where the bots are, but not as many as you'd think. There's still a lot of people playing, obviously. And yeah, it just feels fresh and feels more thought out, and the menus all make a bit more sense. And yeah, it's good to see it having a bit of a renaissance.
Yeah, it's such a good idea for a game as well because it's just it's wholesome. It's wholesome fun.
Yeah, that's right. Apparently, it runs terribly on the Switch, though.
Oh god,
can't wait to try. It will probably for a while.
Yeah,
I mean, Fortnite used to, and now Fortnite's one of the best like smooth gameplay things on the Switch. So I'll give anything a piece of time. Also, I've just come across the marketing team for Fall Guys on their Twitter have the best captions.
I think I don't know if it's the same guy running it who used to run it. If it's or look at it, the guy who initially ran it was amazing. Like he was the perfect blend of sarcastic and kind. It was excellent. He's got there's a costume which is like it's just him in the game. Like he's got his own costume in the game. Like it's just him.
That's awesome.
It's amazing.
It's really cool. It's really cool. But yeah, the Fall Guys Twitter is fantastic. Very spicy tweets.
Very spicy tweets. That's how they open it. They know what they're doing.
They know exactly what they're doing.
Beautiful model gameplay. I'm really happy with how it's playing. My computer does, however, hate it every time it loads. Loads into a level, it tanks my frame rate for a few seconds. But hopefully that'll fix itself over time. How about yourself?
What have I been playing?
What have you been looking forward to and playing? And I can say words, I swear.
I know you. I appreciate your attempt at saying words. It's very good. What have I been playing? So I've not really been playing much over the last few days because for those who don't know, my current situation is one of my rats bit me, which is very out of character for him. I must have smelt like some sort of food. But he didn't just bite, he savaged. So I've got like tissue trauma around my knuckles, so I couldn't really move my hand properly. So I've only just been able to hold a controller again. And what I've been doing at that time is I started back up, and this is for a video that I'm working on. I started back up with Sonic Adventure 2, one of my favorite games of all time. So it's fantastic. It's been really nice replaying it, and just certain bits are just, it's aged like a fine wine, and certain bits have aged like a cheap milk. Yep, I think it's the best way of putting it.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I think it's also one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's so Moorish going back and like the score, like going back for the scores and stuff, like trying to get the A ranks it's just really, really good. And there's so much to do in that game. It is literally like it's a fantastic experience in general. And the music is still just absolutely incredible. Like, yeah, really, really fun. The other thing I've been doing is I've been filling out my living Pokedex, because I've been working on a living Pokedex since when did Generation 5 come out? Like 2010. And I update it
2011, I think.
2011. Yeah, fair. So I update each. No, wait, did I start? Yeah, I started it back then, but like it was quite difficult. So I get them from the original regions they're from. And I try to go for the original games as well. So like all of my Kanto Pokemon are from the Gen 1 re-releases on the 3DS, and the same for Gen 2. Then for Gen 3, I've got them all from Alpha Sapphire, because I was struggling. Like I didn't have the right DS to be able to do the transfer stuff into PAL Park. So I went for Alpha Sapphire. And yeah, just from each of the original games. So that's been quite fun, filling that out and getting all the Pokemon from Pokemon Legends Arceus into it as well, because all the Hisui Pokemon and all their regional forms. And now I'm going through all the gender differences, and I've also started a shiny living dex as well, which is the dumbest idea I've ever had.
You are a crazy man.
Well, luckily, I don't care too much about the shiny dex, so I'm just taking ones from Pokemon Go, because getting shinies in Pokemon Go is way easier than anything else. Let's be real.
Right,
especially with like Community Day this weekend, I can get the full Dino line and the full Starly line without really thinking about it. Like all shiny, nice and easy. Bish bash bosh, Bob's your uncle, all that good stuff. Pretty good. And that's what I've been playing anyway. But I guess what I'm looking forward to, obviously, Digimon Survive. Digimon Survive at the end of this month, which is really good. And also just a little bit beyond that is Temtem at the start of September, coming out on Nintendo Switch.
Oh, right.
Because
that was early access, right? Like on PlayStation ages ago.
I backed that on Kickstarter.
Oh my word.
My name's in the credits. And
oh dear, my name's in the credits of Ukulele.
Oh, is it?
I think you'll win.
That's awesome. I've been waiting for my Nintendo Switch copy for coming on 4 years now. So I very much would like that, please. I haven't been harassing them about it, but occasionally I'll send them I'll send them a tweet and be like, "Hey guys, any news? I'd like some news." And they're like, "Not yet, Peter. It's okay." I was like, "Okay, cool. Thank like...
What the hell is Temtem?
Temtem.
I've never seen this before. Oh my god, it's adorable.
Temtem is basically what the internal thing, what they developed, what they wanted the Pokemon series to be. They want basically Pokemon, but an MMO without RNG. So it's...
I might have to order this.
It's very interesting. They're doing physical copies as well, which is really nice. What I think is really interesting about the battle system is that it's like stamina based for your attacks. So you've got to kind of juggle your stamina, and also like you don't have like the 70% chance of a critical hit or anything like that, or the 10% chance of inflicting a status effect or something like that. They basically have decided to do away with that sort of stuff. So you can still inflict status effects and lower stats and stuff, but like if the move is intended to do it, it will do it. So you've got to strategize around that. So it makes it quite a different experience. It's all double battles, and it's done in an MMO style. So there's other people playing at the same time. You can challenge them to fights and trade and stuff. And there's also some really interesting end game content where there's a couple of people around the world who run a gym, and you have to try and take the gym down with the most points. And then whoever gets the most points that week is running the gym for the next week. So it's a really interesting system of doing that. You own your own house. You can customize it. You got like that Animal Crossing style house customization. Yeah, there's a lot.
My wallet, it's concerned.
And I like that they're doing a battle pass as well, but the battle pass is just for cosmetics. There's nothing particular in the battle pass that you can't earn elsewhere. Which I think is a nice way of putting it. There's no exclusive items or anything like that.
Yeah, right. I'm just looking, and apparently they cancelled the PS4 and Xbox One versions. I didn't realize.
Yeah, they did.
So it's only current gen for that, but it's still coming to Switch. Okay.
I mean, if it wasn't coming to Switch, they would have so many angry people on their hands.
Oh, I can imagine.
Considering how long we've been waiting. The other really fun thing about Temtem is that if you look on the front cover of the physical version, you'll see there's like a little blue platypus, and someone, you seen him?
Yeah.
So someone made their own like fake mon line for like, you know, like a made up Pokemon game, and then Temtem had as one of their like backing goals. They were like, if you if you donate X amount, and it was something like 10 grand or something like that, we'll put you can create your own Temtem. So he took his favorite of these fake mon that he designed, and he just paid for it to be in Temtem. So that's why it looks like a Pokemon, because it's intended to be a Pokemon.
Ah, I see.
It's for one of these
really cool.
Yeah, right.
Very
It's for
cool.
one of these like Australian regions that people make.
And I love the fact that it's on the cover.
Yeah,
Like it's front and center. Like that is
it's
It's
fantastic.
ridiculous. I love that. I'm going to have to get this. How soon can I get the cute wolf?
I never met the cute wolf. Sorry.
That is devastating, but I will move on.
They're really cool. They're really cool. Like, like there's just some nice little designs in there, but there's a bunch of types as well, and I'm looking forward to it. Basically, sorry, I've started rambling about it.
Yeah, September 7th. It looks like. Yeah, I've got to put that one back on my radar.
Yeah, give it
I
a
remember
go.
it being there, and then it just kind of like vanished for a bit, maybe because it didn't have a 1.0 release. Good to know. Okay, I'm probably gonna order that physical copy.
What are you looking forward to, Zora? No, not Zora. Although,
What
are
am I
you
looking forward to?
I forgot to say the other thing that I've been playing this week. I can't believe I forgot. I've been playing Mario and Rabbids.
Plot thickens. We've successfully got you on another old Switch game from 2017.
Sort of. It's game trials, so I can't play it anymore. But it was good fun. It was good fun. I enjoyed it.
Oh, how many hours did you get in before they removed it?
I probably put in 5 hours.
Yeah,
5 hours. I beat the entirety of the first world, and I got most of the way through the second. So,
Jeez, that's probably about as far or further than I did back in the day.
good
Yeah,
fun.
good to know.
yeah, really
Good
good fun.
taste. So you're not going to double dip. You're not going to bite on it. You're just going to wait for the
I'm
sequel, or
not
what?
sure. I'll have to see. I'm quite limited for funds at the moment, so I can't really I am genuinely considering it, but also like, yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, just a reminder, I guess, game trials are a thing.
Yeah.
Listeners, if Nintendo Switch Online, there's always a free game every week. You just have to dig two clicks deep to find it.
Pokemon Puzzle Challenge for the N64 is coming out this Friday as well.
Oh yeah, didn't mention that in the news. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that was. It's got the soundtrack of the To Be a Master.
Oh God.
The CD that I used to listen to on repeat.
Oh hell yeah.
That's my nostalgic entry. I didn't own this one on 64. I think I rented it once.
I had the GBA.
I've got mates who loved it.
I had the Game Boy Color one for Pokemon
Puzzle. Oh yeah, man. There's a moment in time when games used to release on 64, and then there was another version on like Game Boy Color or Advance or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, back when like multi-platform meant different version per platform.
Yeah.
Ah, wow, what a time. What a time. Wow. Yeah, I've kind of already mentioned what I've I was playing Zombiu Files, looking forward to JRPGJuly. I've been playing a bit of Halo Infinite as well, just maxed another battle pass. Whatever. Yeah, that's kind of covers it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. I think we've have we covered everything. Zora, did we say what you're looking forward to? I'm spacing out a little bit.
Oh, just Cult of the Lamb.
Cult of the Lamb, of course.
I just hook it to my veins.
Yep.
Sorry, hook my veins to the cult.
Yes. Yeah, I am one with the cult. Yeah, what's that demo on? Is that just PC? Or...
Cult of the Lamb is on everything.
It's on everything. Fantastic. I'll have to check that
out. I believe it's on everything. At least it's on Steam. It's on Switch. The demo is only on Steam though.
Okay. Well, I've got a couple of demos on Steam. I've got that Detained Too Good for School thing to play as well, which is an interesting game. So I'll try that out and I'll let you know how that is soon. Because it's basically Streets of Rage meets Persona, so it could be an interesting, spicy one. Fantastic. Well, I think we've basically covered what we were looking at covering today in this podcast. We've had a little chat about JRPGJuly and all of the new news we've had, all the exciting, spicy things to do with Ragnarok and Splatoon 3 and Ubisoft maybe not being particularly consumer friendly, although it's definitely not as bad as it was when that story first broke, considering you can still play the games that you've paid for, which is always good. But yeah, I think that's going to cover us for this session. So thank you so much for listening to Just Playing Games with me, Master Trainer Peter. And thank you so much to my regular guests, Barlow and Zora, for their wonderful input and excellent voices, as per usual. Barlow, where can we find you?
Oh, just everywhere. Maybe, I guess, Instagram, where I post pictures of controllers that I've spent money on, even though I don't need them. VAGRANTESQUE, Vagrant-esque.
Beautiful work, beautiful work. If you want to see that Splatoon 3 Pro Controller when it releases, that is the place to go. And Zora, what about yourself?
You can find me on Twitch at Zora Wolf with an E, or you can find me on Twitter under Zora Wolfo with an O.
Well, there you go. Fantastic, fantastic stuff. We love to hear it. I, of course, Master Trainer Peter, you're already listening to what I do. If you want to find me, you can find me on MTP Gaming or Master Trainer Peter on YouTube, or just type in Master Trainer Peter and usually I turn up somewhere, which is always good. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for listening. Make sure that you follow us or subscribe and check us out for more upcoming episodes of Just Playing Games. And if you've got any questions, as I said, let us know. Thanks so much, and we'll see you soon.